Yeah, well, so one of a word that has been said over and over and over again in the last 5 minutes is decision.
Yeah.
And I don't think that a lot of people realize, especially those that are kicking the tires about, is entrepreneurship for me? Should I start a company? Yeah, you've gone through many of the steps along this process. How many decisions do you think that you are responsible to make a day?
I don't. I actually don't want to think about it.
I guess so. And to a follow up to that, has making is making quick decisions always been something that has been easy for you? And if not, how did you become better at making those decisions?
So, so it's not about making quick decisions. It's about being decisive. And um, being decisive, I think people think being decisive means you make fast decisions. And that may be the case. And I'd say there's a bias towards being faster than slower. However, really, what you want to do is make the best decision with the most amount of information in the shortest amount of time, especially when more information is leading to diminishing returns, right? And so when you're leading up to a decision, if you make a decision without gathering more information, you've made a snap judgment. That is not decisiveness. That is foolishness, right? So the moment you are approached with a big decision, especially one that might be existential or a huge game changer for you, the thing you need to be in a rush to do is gather information and gather as much as you can, as rapidly as you can, with an economy of time, right? You say there's X amount of information I need. I'm not going to spend 2 years researching it. I'm not going to go into analysis paralysis, but there's a minimum quantity that I need to make a good decision. And then if you just can't gather the information, then at some point you say, well, this is the future's too murky. It's not worth expanding there. So the upside is not worth the downside, right? Or whatever. Like there's too much uncertainty. There's too much go to market risk, blah, 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 blah. Right. So, I would say there's a lot of people who paint themselves as good decision makers, but really they're just people who make snap judgments. And that's just as bad as being slow.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean,
Still
because some
trying to
people.
unpack that whole decisive.
Yeah, I mean,
that was so good.
there's nothing more frustrating to me than, I mean, I don't know how many companies or founders that I've worked with that it was a great idea at the time, but that was 2 years ago when it was still a great idea, and then you weren't able to make decisions and execute fast enough, and now that opportunity has passed you by. Very, very.
I think the key is to have a strong bias towards action. And like one of the things that we do is we set goals and we say we're going to have this done by then, and we're constantly driving towards the short-term goals, understanding what our annual goal is. And don't, it's kind of like you have to be patient to see the results, but you got to be insanely impatient to take action towards getting that result, right? So, be fast, right? So you think about 3 years, like, we're trying to get to, I don't know, we're trying to get to 10 million in recurring revenue, over the next couple of 3 years, hopefully faster, right? But if you think about it, like there's a lot of companies that you think about how fast you have to be to do something like that. You have to be just driving hard and fast all the time. And a lot of it, again, is about team, right? You need to have the right team who is passionate about that, just want to throw themselves into it because they believe. And if you do that, you can really move fast.